Close your eyes. Now imagine losing your vision. Not slowly, not with age, but in a matter of days. From a disease we already know how to prevent. That shouldn't be possible, and yet it is. It shouldn't be possible to lose your vision from measles, but my aunt and uncle did, blinded by a preventable disease in war-torn Syria. Years later, during the Syrian civil war, my parents, both doctors, risked their lives to care for them and others in our community. Their clinic, surrounded by chaos, became a sanctuary. And although I moved to the United States at 5 years old, the resilience I inherited from those experiences never left me. We tend to think of measles as something simple, a rash, a fever, or something temporary. But biologically, it's far more destructive. Measles is one of the most contagious viruses on Earth, and it spreads through the air and can linger even after a person leaves the room. Now, once inside the body, it doesn't just infect, it disrupts. The virus targets immune cells, effectively weakening the body's memory of past infections. And this process is sometimes called immune amnesia, meaning that the body becomes vulnerable all over again. And in several cases, the inflammation it causes can damage critical organs, including the eyes. Now, we often think medical progress is treatment, and that once we solve a problem, it stays solved. But measles reveals something deeper. Progress in medicine isn't just scientific, it's structural. And now that means that outbreaks don't happen because we don't lack solutions. They happen when systems fail, when vaccines can't reach people, when healthcare infrastructure collapses, or when trust in medicine breaks down. And in those moments, diseases we consider eradicated don't disappear, they just wait. Now, my aunt and uncle, they didn't just survive measles. They live with its consequences every single day. And blindness reshapes everything they had, their independence, their opportunity, and their identity. And growing up, I realized something that changed how I see medicine. The difference between health and suffering is often not innovation, it's access. And their outcome isn't inevitable, it was preventable. And that distinction matters. The real issue isn't just the virus. It's the gap between what medicine can do and what it actually does in practice. Vaccines like the MMR are highly effective, but they rely on consistent distribution, stable infrastructure, and public trust. When any of those break down, especially in conflict zones, coverage drops below what is needed for herd immunity. And here's the key insight. Prevention doesn't fail all at once. It fails gradually, quietly, until suddenly the consequences are visible again. So the question isn't just how do we treat measles? It's how do we sustain prevention in unstable environments? There's a paradox at the center of modern medicine. The greatest success is something you never see. No outbreak, no symptom, no story. Prevention is invisible, which is exactly why it's so easy to neglect. And when it fails, it becomes impossible to ignore. So no, it shouldn't be possible to lose your vision from measles. But prevention is not just discovered, but delivered consistently, equitably, everywhere. And it will be. And that's exactly what I want to change. Thank you.